What's up, everyone? It's Adam Prime, back again, and I wanted to start something new because, as you saw, I already talked about Revice's belt, so I thought maybe it'd be fun to talk about more of the gimmicks. And I thought, instead of going over each one individually, I'd do almost what I'm going to call a ViStamp rally, and it's going to be covering, because I don't get these right away from where I buy my Toku stuff. So it's like I kind of just compile these and then ship it. And I thought it'd be more fun to go over what stamps had come out that month or in the time in before I ship. So I thought this would be a more fun idea to do them all at once, because I don't know, I feel like, yeah, I could do a bunch of quicker videos, but I feel like to do it all in one thing would be a lot more of a convenient, just, talk about them. And a matter of fact, compare them and stuff. So we're going to go over each one's box first, and we're going to start off with the oldest one I have, which is the Eagle ViStamp and the holder. Yes, I'm not going to probably talk about the holders that much. They are just stuff you add to the belt. But it looks cool. I think the double form looks really, really neat overall. Revi on the side. Again, nice big picture. You get the stamps and whatever. And I think it looks really cool. And that was the first one. The next one released was the Mammoth ViStamp, which is the Deno form, and I really like this suit, so I'm excited to open this one up. A lot smaller of a box compared to the other one, but it's just one stamp, so it's pretty much how the last one looked. And, I'm about to say, I'm not even going to go over the other ones because it's just going to be the same, where it's like, oh, you could see them up there. But it's pretty much just this picture, so, that's neat. And I really do like Revi's Genome so far. And going over the Terra Stamp, I'm sad that this will probably be one of the least seen forms, because I really like how this suit is. But Vice is the weird bike thing, so I guess not. And this one was actually released pretty soon. Now, I think we just got this stamp in the last episode, or at least as I'm recording this, the last episode. And it's the Lion Stamp, which is the Kuga one. And I love me some Kuga. So, that's neat. I like the form. I love that they have the mouth still. I like how it's like both Kuga and a cat. But I also have weird things about why he's a cat, but I think it's neat. I think all of these boxes look really neat. I like the looks of the coloring choices. I think they're pretty spot on. But let's get them taken out, and we will look closer at the ViStamps in a second. Let's go. Alright, and let's start with the holders. These are exactly the same. The same copyright, same molding. There's an obvious loop for the belt, and it has its own little clip, so you can clip it onto your belt if you want. But they're here. They're holders. It's not coming off. So it holds them pretty well. So that's what they do. Those are the holders. Taking a closer look at the stamps, we're going to start with the Eagle one, because we're going by release order, because this would be a completely different order if I was going by writer. We got the Eagle ViStamp, and it looks pretty good. Mine does not have a ton of marbling on the top, except for when you get to the back, you can tell the marbling and stuff. But overall, my front of it, if you compare it to something like the Mammoth ViStamp, it looks pretty actually clean on front, which I just think is kind of neat. But yeah, you got the Eagle. Double is very visible here. You could very much see him. And the bird, yep, nice purple bird. And here we have the stamp, which I'm not gonna lie, It's kind of hard to tell what it is, especially when you get it on the Magma Doodle. What is that? I have no idea what that is. It's weird. But yeah, it's a magnet. Yep. And obviously you can... all of them do that. So you don't gotta worry about that. But overall, I think it looks cool. And matter of fact, I think this is one of the only animals, at least out of these four, that makes sense for the rider because we have the extreme memory. So at least the bird makes sense for him. But I want to know the naming reasonings. Like, did they just have a hat? They were like, all right, we're gonna make the ViStamps. Let's do random animals. Okay. Who should we compare who to who? Oh, Deno, you know, the one that has somewhat of a peach motif, or like an axe / bear for one of his other forms, a turtle, a dragon. Let's make him a mammoth. Yeah, what I'm about to say, that's pretty much all there is to say about the eagle stamp by itself right now. We will take a look at it in the belt in a little bit. But here's the mammoth stamp. I think it looks really neat. I like it. I like the white mammoth in the middle. Deno is pretty well visible on here. And like the pearlescent white is really nice. I really like how it's painted. The marbling is really good. More QR codes. I think the mammoth actually turned out really good. I think it does look like a mammoth. But yeah, well, why? The form looks cool, and I'm about to say, I'm not going to say they haven't made these work, but why? Why a mammoth? But that's pretty much... I'm about to say, it's nice to see the red and white together. Those are often Deno's colors. I think even the Ride Watch had it. I think that's pretty neat. Now we have the Terra Stamp, which I think looks cool. I love the black and the red. That's a really nice color combination. I really do like it. And the pterodactyl, it works, but it also kind of looks like a bird mouth that's going like... Bleh! Like if you see this somewhat as like a bird eye, and this is the beak, and this is the lower beak, and almost this is a tongue or something shooting out venom or something. I don't know why. Once I saw that, I kind of couldn't unsee it. But, like, I can also see the pterodactyl, because it's kind of like how this is on the front. But, yeah. I'd say it's probably one of the more least successful ones. But, looks really good. Because of the black plastic, it's kind of hard to tell Fi's. Which they didn't give him, like, the etching details like I feel like they often do. But that's fine for his eyes. But I think it's neat. It actually, if you can look, it's a little bit raised above where the stamp starts. I think it looks good. You have him right there. It probably would have made more sense to give him shark, but here we have Ptera. So, I like it. That one's a good one. And we have Lion. I am a big Kuga fan, so I will say I do have a bias. I like this colors a lot, honestly. I feel like they often do a gold or yellow with Kuga instead of like a black or something. But I think it looks really well. I think the lion on it looks really great in the same metallic red paint. I think they both look really well. Kuga, like, at least the top of his horns are really visible, and I think it looks really cool. I like how it looks. The lion, I think, works. I think Mammoth works the best when it comes to their underneath stamp. But I think Lion works better than the other two. But I really do like it. It almost looks like the sun is rising above it, like almost a Lion King thing. But that's really cool. And that's it. Those are the 4 ViStamps on their own. So I'm going to bring in the belt, and we will see what sounds they make in the belt. And here's the belt. So I guess let's start with Eagle, and we will work our way through the releases. And I'm really liking the references that they have in these stamps. Like it pretty much had like the I'm gonna count up your sins phrase from Double. Obviously, it was in Japanese. Like I can't speak Japanese, or I would say it, but I think it's really cool. But apparently, according to the translations and the subs that I'm watching, it says let's count up your wings, and I think that's hilarious. But yeah, no, that's great. And then you have the eagle. Again, my camera's not picking up the best, but again, yeah, it really just kind of looks like a thing of flames almost, so I don't really see eagle. I will say this probably has the weakest of the stamps, in my opinion, of the Etch-a-Sketch, whatever. But let's get to the other sounds. Let's remix. I feel like there's going to be a toy that makes those that will sync up with those sounds, because I feel like they go so quick and they almost end abruptly. So I feel like there's going to be something that goes with that. But that's only a theory. But let's do the final attack. And like I mentioned in the last video, the screen is flashing green when you do that. The final attack. Moving on to Mammoth. And for this stamp, it pretty much has the climax, which is often, you know, that was Deno's thing, you know, from start to finish, he was always at a climax. But the funny thing about this is, again, going from the subs I'm going off of, so maybe this isn't exactly what they are, but it says climaxing from the trunk. Okay. That sounds wrong, but alright. And the Mammoth, again, I think the Mammoth works out really well on the Etch-a-Sketch. I think, or Magma Doodle, I think it works out really well. It looks like they're just kind of looking at each other like, hey, I'm a Mammoth. Hey, you're also a Mammoth. And, you know, I think it looks good. Time to move on. Let's remix. Also, again, the red light is on there. Now for your final attack. I really like this guy's voice. I don't know who's voicing the ViStamps, but I like the voice. It's good. Now moving on to Ptera. which I like how it has flyby instead of standby, and then it still does the complete, which is a very Vi's thing. Which, again, I like the little reference they have in these ViStamps. I think those are really cool. The pterodactyl, again, once I pointed out that this looks like a bird face, and it looks like it's just going like, "Wah!" I can't unsee it. But yeah, I can tell where it's like trying to be a pterodactyl, because it's just very much trying to mimic this image on here. But like, it works. I think I can tell more of what it's supposed to be than eagle, but it's not the best. Let's remix. Just so abrupt. That's fun. Much like Deno, this one has a red screen, but that makes sense. I don't imagine they have a black LED, and I think it would have been boring if they would have used white, so that makes sense. Now we have, last but not least, Cougar, or lion. Oop. I didn't stamp it right. Oh god. Oh, of course it's the last one. God, I just like how that lights up. And he has a yellow. Which, again, I think the lion looks good. I don't think it looks terrible. But I think Mammoth is the best look-wise. But I think it's really neat. Instead of going like the Cho Henshin route or like mentioning a thumbs up, they do a reference to one of the old phrases of Godai talking to Ichijo of "Please watch me transform," but instead of "Please watch me transform," it says "Please watch me roar," or at least according to my subs, which I think is amazing. I think that's really, really cool. So, again, I just like how these little references that I notice in the ViStamps, like, again, like the Delta thing, like, you know what I mean? It's cool. Or Hunter, I guess, I don't know. Alright, time to move on. Remix. Also, yellow screen, so he gets a yellow screen. Final attack. And that's it. So that's it for the ViStamps in the belt. So, overall, I think all of them are really cool. I like the references each of them have to their writer that they're supposed to be connected to. I think that's great. And overall, I'd recommend them, especially if any of these are your favorite writers and you already have this belt. Like, I feel like this is a really fun gimmick. It's like, yeah, some of these sounds are kind of quick, but I like them. I think these are really great. Again, they're really chunky. I like it a lot. And again, I think a lot of the music and stuff and jingles are great. So, I guess I'm about to say my two favorites, not discrediting these two. I do like these two a lot, and I like their forms a lot. But I think these two are my favorites of the ones I've gotten recently. Like, if I have to pick the ones for September, I'm gonna say Mammoth wins because he came out in October. But I really do like this Cougar stamp. But I have a Cougar bias. But until next time, I guess I'll see. What are your guys' thoughts on the ViStamps in the comments? Are there any little references I'm missing? Or am I completely wrong about some of these translations? Which I hope this one I'm kind of am, because climaxing at the trunks is kind of weird. But either way, I had fun. And I hope you guys comment, have fun, have a fun discussion. And until the next video,